Welcome back to Underrated Movies. I'm your guy, I'm your man, Mr. Alton Henry. Today I would like to talk to you about another underrated film that I've seen, had the pleasure of watching on Tubi, which I think it's still available on Tubi. I don't know why if when a new movie comes on Tubi, it'll be there for like maybe 2 weeks and then they'll have like last chance to watch it, but then they'll bring it back eventually. Um, Today, I'm going to talk to you about another film that's been on my radar for quite a while, and now I just happen to have the pleasure of finally finishing the film. It's called Skins. It's another A24 film directed by Guy Nadvi, starring Jamie Bell, Danielle McDonald, Via Farmiga, uh, Mike Coulter, and also Bill Camp. Based off the true story of a young man who was raised by the racist white supremacist skinheads who suddenly tries to turn his life back around when he tries to transform his life with the assistance of a black activist and a woman he soon falls in love with. And this film is actually, I would say, it's powerful. It's powerful because of one aspect of it. I mean, this is not nothing new of a film dealing with racial violence. In fact, to be honest with you, I'm tired of hearing about political stuff about race. I'm just done. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. But what drew me to this film, it's on my radar. It was actually on my radar. Jimmy Bell, underrated actor, phenomenal. It's strangely like the actors that are really freaking good get overlooked. But here he's phenomenal in this film. He plays what's the main guy's name? Uh I forget his name, but he plays a skinhead who suddenly tries to turn his life around when he falls in love. He sees the harsh treatment of this girl that he really likes is being, received from his gang, and he suddenly has a guilty conscience that kind of just strives through him, uh, especially when he's asked to do several violent and cruel uh, obstacles that just causes him to really reconsider his life. And it's really interesting where I feel like this film here, I think you really kind of channel psychologically what this character is going through, and it gets kind of very intense and scary. Um, Especially where the skinheads try to retaliate and starts to suspect of what the guy is trying to leave the group. But what really is interesting for me is that I think this is one of the, I wouldn't say realistic, but I like the grittiness to it. A real, but it does feel real. The grittiness feels more real. It feels more relatable, as in somebody really wanting to change his life around and for the better. Realizing like, hey, I'm an evil person. Could I change it around? Could I be good? Could I be strong enough to go to the light? And this was what was really this is what really got me. And I think it's in a lot of other movies where a character realizes something and but I think this is one of the better films that displays that is the value of love. It does not matter shapes and sizes. It doesn't matter the context of it. Um, the film does a great job exploring just that that the idea of love can hopefully change a person for the better and bring them to the light. And that's what really drew me into this. Mike Coulter, who plays the activist in this film, who really truly believes that this guy is on the verge of cracking on a good sense, and moving further to the light, being more of a good and better person. So he really sticks with him and gives him a chance to really reconsider his life. But it really motivates him when he starts to fall in love with this Danielle McDonald. Uh, and she's a single mom, but he sees his careness, his attachments to her children, to everything that he what he firmly believed in, to kind of see that changed around. And so I was like, wait a minute, I'm falling in love with this life, with this woman. I really want to change my life around. He realizes the sacrifices that he has to make to leave his old family of what he knows to adapt to something that's completely new and unfamiliar and maybe risky to him, but something to where it feels worth it. And I think this film does a better job than most movies that shows a character that uh, is trying to turn over a new leaf to be better. I think this film does a better job chronicling this character's story when it comes to that aspect, because you really feel the struggle of this guy making this decision, and you're seeing the repercussions of it. You're seeing what he might be willing to lose in the process of trying to turn over a new leaf. You could see that 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 sacrifice that he has to make, and it gets really interesting. It gets really intense where the skinheads try to when they catch on of seeing what he's trying to do. It gets really interesting to where they try to give him an ultimatum, and it's either that or you know it gets really intense once they um dive into that. They don't dive into that all the way. They don't make it to where it's like a thriller of you know I'm sure they don't have the budget for that. If the budget was bigger, I'm sure they would have done a lot of that. But I'm kind of glad they didn't do that. It's like that's a Hollywood type way of just saying, you know what, we're just gonna freaking make it to like a action thriller. This is a drama. This is a drama. Um, Jamie Bell is great in here. I think I like his performance a little bit more in Donnie Brooks, but here he's great. He's great. He's phenomenal here. Mike Coulter, he's great as well, but this is more on Jamie Bell's story. I kind of do wish they showed a little bit more of Mike Coulter, but he's in there. He's in there. They don't avoid him of his role. He's in there quite a bit. I kind of wish they had him more because I kind of liked that character of what he was doing of changing people's life. And this is what I really like, that he keeps a wall of people that he helped turn over a new leaf, and I thought that was very inspiring. Um, and you know what? It kind of On a side note, I do recommend you check this film out. I think it's underrated for that. I was watching a video of Double Toast, and he just and Corey just recently. I'm a fan of that of Double Toast. I've been watching their stuff for a while, but he just recently released a video about influencers. They got to stop influencers because people who claim to be an influencer, influencer are influencing people the wrong way. And this film kind of struck me where you had this character, Mike Coulter's character, influencing Jamie Bell to be a better person, to be a good human being. You have all these other influencers going around nowadays where you really got to be careful who you listen to, and really try to figure out, is this information you could take it in, but I mean, is it really, is it making me a better person, or is it making me a worse person? Is it making me more jaded? Is it making me more is it teaching me the wrong things? Is it making me more nihilistic? Is it making me more being cruel and aggressive to people, especially going on nowadays where people are claiming to be influencers doing some crazy ass stuff and cruel stuff on video and literally recording it just to get attention. And I'm slowly learning that you can't have everybody like you. That's the one thing I've struggled with, but not everybody's gonna like it. Not everybody's gonna like my channel. Not everybody's gonna like me. And I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Um, and I'm trying to come from a place from grace. For those who do follow my channel, I hope it's coming from a grace of respect and peace and grace. I do not. If I ever grow big, uh, I always want this channel to be a place to be welcomed. Everybody, and everybody loves movies. Well, not everybody, but most. I hope most of my viewers love movies. Okay, I hope most of everybody loves movies. Anime. I mean, I'll talk about anime, and then also TV shows. So from a place of love, I'm love to explore movies that don't get a lot of discussion. Depending, it doesn't matter what some of the topics are. Some topics might be aggressive or not, but I kind of like to push other movies out there to kind of see what's out there that could maybe resonate with people. Hopefully, more of a good thing. Hopefully, it's more of a lesson learned. Like, hey, I've learned this lesson from these movies, and I feel like a lot of movies nowadays, well, opinion, but I feel like there are certain movies out there that teach a better lesson of mainstream um, stories or mainstream products. This film is not mainstream; it's independent. It's a A24 film. You know, I will talk about some mainstream movies if I feel like there's an underrated audience for it. But that again, that's just an opinion as a movie critic or movie guy. You know, some might say this movie's overrated. I might say it's underrated. I think, this movie's underrated. I try to focus more on underrated stuff. I might talk about other things related to it too, but for here, coming to my channel, I hope to influence people for the better, like checking out movies that aren't received all that well, or movies that just don't get enough attention. And I hope that anybody that does continue to watch my channel, and if it grows, that'd be cool. It comes from a place of respect and love. Um, do I expect this to take off? I hope so. But I think it's fun to recommend movies and hear people's opinions about it and see movies that relate. There's a movie I'm eventually actually I talked about on my channel. I'm a post on my Instagram. You can if follow my Instagram, I might leave it. I might have it typed here on this video here. Find it. Um, look, we all do bad things, but and I think it kind of, you want to ask the question, are you a good person? Sometimes you really don't know. Uh, but I do encourage people to treat people with respect, with making sure the other person's okay, give them compliments that may, help them out. Um, everybody goes through pain. Everybody goes through some sort of struggle. Life gets in the way. We were being taught so many different ideologies and philosophies that gets us thinking, but to a fundamental core of human beings, we treat people with kindness and love. Um, there's people that challenge our presence to give out that love, but to the fundamental core, we need to respect and love one another and try not glorify unusual behaviors, um, or behaviors that are basically evil. and we need to. I think we need to do a better job seeking out evil and banishing it. Good triumphs over evil. Um, we got to be careful what we preach, what we um, send out, the messages that we send to the younger generation, because it could be interpreted into the completely wrong way. I think we need to do a better job of really figuring out um, the appropriate message, the good, good, being good, being good, being good. Um, but back to I do recommend this movie. I really enjoyed it. It kept me on the edge. Do apologize for getting a little sidetracked. I just wanted to kind of get it out there. Uh, I do recommend this. And if you have seen it, like, subscribe, comment below, and let me know what you thought about the film, and let me know what is your favorite underrated movie.